Oh, you must not know me. Welcome to my page. You're going to get to know me real quick, okay? So, we don't judge in my household. We don't judge on my page. We don't judge in my house. I'm not one of those people that pretends to be something I'm not on social media and then it's something different behind closed doors. This is me, all right? So, let me just give you a little background, okay? I don't judge my daughter because I believe as a parent, and a good way to build a good relationship with them is accepting them for who they want to be, not who you want them to be. I used to dance. Yeah. And you know why I stopped? It's because even though I have a passion for dancing and I've been doing it since I was yay high, I walked up in there and got a whole reality check. That shit is not easy. And if you haven't done it, you can't speak on it because you have no idea what it takes. All right? It takes a level of strength, skill, talent, and intelligence. Okay? Oh, and did I mention that they make almost double, sometimes triple what someone makes as a 9 to 5 in a regular career? Yeah, so I would never shame my daughter for doing that. In fact, half them hoes can probably bench press your weak ass. So I don't even know why you talking shit. And I guarantee anytime you don't get kitty or you in the mood and you just ain't getting that, you go to a strip club. So again, don't know why you talking shit. Okay. If she came to me and told me that that's what she wanted to do, I would tell her two things. I would say, number one, make sure you're doing it because you want to, not because you have to. I don't want you going to bed every night hating yourself after you start doing it. Not everybody is built for that industry. First and foremost, okay? Number two, if you're going to do it, you're going to go all the way. You're going to be one badass dancer. You're going to be the type of dancer that people pay to bring to clubs. Okay? And then you're going to get me in and give me a bottle. I'm going to throw some money. But anyways, I would never judge my daughter for doing something that she wanted to do. There is so much that people don't understand about that industry. I have the utmost respect. That shit is not easy. I may or may not go back. I don't know. I haven't decided. But anyways, we don't judge in my house. Have a nice day.
This bitch thought really claimed that taking off her clothes took intelligence, skill, and strength as if it was playing a professional sport or doing some type of trade. If your daughter becomes an adult entertainer, that's a good indicator that you failed as a parent. The strip club has a lot of BJs in the back parking lot for the customers who are willing to pay extra. Almost no adult entertainers don't end up doing some type of actual prostitution. And the clueless women in the comments are clueless as well. Dude, I wish I had the skills because I would seriously dance. It sounds so fun and adventurous. Yes, mama, that's right. I do the same with my children. I have a 15-year-old daughter that's unapologetically herself. She dresses like a tomboy and is so unique. Feel sorry for that daughter who has a tomboy phase, but the parents are gonna think she's trans and do irreversible damage to her. Of course, a simp encourages this degeneracy. I'm a man and I had that utmost respect for all of them 2 days absolutions cause I understand. Yes, 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 girl, preach. Dancers are one of the most fit people you will ever meet. Many women will not only do it for money, but to stay fit. There's many other ways to stay fit without being a degenerate, like rollerblading, using the gym, or even walking to name a few. But these modern women will rationalize anything. These types of moms will end up being a bestie to their daughter and going to clubs with them instead of being an actual parent. Guarantee she may even try to cheat with one of her daughter's boyfriends because these single moms end up competing with their daughters as they're secretly jealous and wish they were 21 again. This is what happens when a man values looks above everything else. But before I continue, let me read you the comment of the day. Not false. Why should a man risk everything for a woman who's just gonna disrespect him, ignore him, or put him on blast the second she gets mildly frustrated with him? It makes more sense for that dude to just get back to his regimen of self-improvement, which is accented by a healthy combination of dodgeball and F-Zero tournaments, SNES only. Yes, that is a hill I will die upon with honor. This guy is spitting hard facts, man, and when he mentioned the SNES, there's no way he wasn't getting comment of the day. Although many of you guys probably had to Google what that was, but even I've heard of F-Zero. I could see that this guy is a man of culture. Make sure to check out Locke the Bounty Hunter's channel too. He puts out some great content. And now, back to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't have never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
Guys, I found my old iPod, and there's a letter that I wrote my mom that I never sent to her, but I want to show you guys how mean she was when I was in 5th grade. I titled it Why, and it's Dear Mom. I've learned from a young age that you can't depend on anyone. I've never told you that my biggest disappointment in you was my 5th grade graduation. Waking up that morning to find no one in the house to help me get ready, going to school with my other brother's dress shirt and pair of jeans, walking to school thinking that maybe this was a joke or something. It wasn't. My teacher, Miss McCann, and my classmates thought I was having fun and trying to be the class clown. I went along with it so I didn't have to tell them the truth. As we were getting ready to walk in the gym, I stood there thinking to just leave and not deal with the disappointment. I decided to take a chance. We all got to our chairs and started to sing those cheesy songs. I was too busy looking around to see if you came. Wanted to see my mom cheer me on. I didn't see you, but I hoped that maybe, just maybe, you would come by the time they called my name. Every kid before me that got called, their parents clapped and cheered for them. This is how mine went. My principal calls out my name. I stand up and look, but I still can't find you. Do you know how that made me feel? I felt alone. I felt unloved, like I didn't even matter. I was holding my tears back and just pushed it to the side. But it wasn't over. It was the time when parents take pictures with their kids and teachers. Were my pictures, you ask? Don't have any of that day. I walked around the school until the dance started and the parents left, so I wouldn't have to answer any questions. The dance was okay, but I really didn't want to be there. I was mad at you. I wanted to go home and ask you why. But when that time came, I had a choice. Ask you and know the truth or forget it. And just move on. So I chose to move on, and from that day I made a promise to myself. Never let anyone in my life. People just let you down. It goes on, but I don't want to take up all the time.
He didn't mention his mom worked in the letter, so it seems she chose not to be there for him. Either she was on drugs, was screwing someone, or just didn't care. How much do you want to bet that the courts gave this mom who doesn't care full custody? There might be a father who does care, but can only see the kids at a supervised visitation because his mom wants the maximum child support. Top comment: this broke my heart. My mom didn't come to my high school graduation. It still hurts 17 years later. Most modern women should never become moms. Heartbreaking. Every child needs security and stability, but most of all, they need compassion and love. I'm so sorry she was like this. This hit home. My parents never came to band concerts, sports games, middle school and high school graduation, etc. This is what modern career women do to their kids. They think their PR career is much more important than raising the future generations. The extra BMW she drives is more important than working less or not at all to actually see their own kids grow up.
I've been divorced almost 10 years. When she left, she took the oldest and the youngest, which were girls. The middle child, my boy, you've seen him on TikTok with me. He's been with me since day one. Moved 1,200 miles away. Now, him and his mama don't get along because she abandoned him. That's their problem, not mine. It's my birthday, and 12:30 this morning, we were all piling up to go out repo, and the first thing my son did was tell Pops, happy birthday. I haven't heard from my girls. I probably won't. But every time my daughters have called me needing money, Dad's always PayPal'd it. Dad always gives. And I'm not going to stop. I'm always going to do it. But it'd just be nice if they would, on my birthday for once, call me and say happy birthday.
The single mom has already taught her daughters to use men for money. And in the future, they're going to wonder why they can't find a good man or why they're always single. All they have to do is say happy birthday, which takes 5 seconds at the most. The father needs to put his foot down and stop giving them money because he's encouraging this behavior. Happy birthday. The girls will come to realize who was actually there when they get older, and they'll then make the effort. Enjoy your boy and birthday. Sadly, the single mom brainwashed them to think that they deserve his money because she told him it was the father who abandoned them, not the other way around. Although the father did move 400 miles away, but the ex could have been too toxic to deal with. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker. I understand. Men have feelings too. And not that they should be super emotional, but usually they're used up because they're looked at as expendable. not a person who has needs, wants, and fears. Happy birthday. I'm sorry. I wish parents didn't use their kids against the other parents. It's literally the worst thing to do to a child. It really sounds whoever has a relationship with the daughters is gonna have a headache dealing with either one. Two more man-hating women who will ruin more men's lives.
Teens over in the Rio Grande Valley, they are now charged with murder. This is for killing a man that they say police wouldn't do anything about, despite already having warrants for his arrest. Are they cold-blooded killers, or were their actions justified in defense of their little sister? Jonathan Martin making the case with attorney Charles Adams.
Capital murder because Quintanilla was kidnapped, right, when he was taken in the back of the F-150 and dropped off somewhere else.
The story of two teen brothers in South Texas arrested for beating their stepfather to death for allegedly sexually abusing their half-sister has a lot of people talking. They were apparently so enraged at their stepfather, Gabriel Quintanilla, they, along with their friend, confronted him at a home, beat him before attacking him 2 more times at another location, reportedly with brass knuckles, then dumping his body in a field where he was found dead. Clearly a crime, but was it justified?
As in, if you are the defense attorney in this situation, what you're arguing is that there are these mitigating circumstances, the rape of their very young, small child, little sister, by their evil stepfather.
Quintanilla did have a warrant out for continual sexual abuse of another child. I asked attorney Charles Adams if that history could help a defense.
Well, certainly it bolsters the perception that he was rightfully accused, right? Because it was a different victim. So now you have 2 young children claiming that they were sexually assaulted by this man, right? And if these 2 brothers and the friend were aware, I think it provides a rationale, a justification that a lot of people can understand.
But the teens are facing serious charges, including murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. While some might understand their motivation, others argue killing someone in a situation like this is never okay. But what might a jury say? Charles says while a long shot, a jury nullification argument might be the best option for a defense.
Where you as a lawyer look at the jury and say, hey, we understand that this meets the elements, but we're asking you to find them not guilty anyway, because no one, I don't think there's anyone in America that can't sympathize with 2 brothers acting the way they did in response to someone who had violently raped their little sister.
The stepfather had warrants for doing this in the past, and still he was allowed to see the single mom's kids more than the actual father. These 3 teens are heroes, and sadly, they did more to protect their sister than the actual police. Top comment states, the fact that the stepfather was already previously in court for molesting another child is crazy. As a survivor, I stand with these boys. Free them. They did what the law never does. Yet, the single mom didn't care, as long as he provided. Unbelievable that kids have to defend kids because adults won't do anything. As long as the anti-family courts get child support, they don't care what happens to the kids. If you lock them up, you're sending the wrong message. You're teaching abusers it's okay to harm children and no one can do anything to stop you. Let this be an example to all predators around the world. Where are the Me Too marches for the daughter and justice for her brothers? Oh, that's right. The feminists hate it when people defend themselves. They want the state to have sole rights of deadly force.
And frustration from dozens of Clayton County parents who say their children are going hungry tonight after their food stamps were suddenly cut off. Fox 5's Justin Gray is at the live desk with the story that is all new tonight on The Edge. Justin.
Tom, state officials admit to me tonight that something went wrong down in Clayton County at the office that administers food stamps and Medicaid, but they're still not sure what. Parents tell me tonight they can't buy food without those food stamps.
This food stamp card ain't got number 17 cents on it.
Terry Clark says she stood in line for more than 6 hours at Clayton County's Human Services office because food stamp help for her 6 children unexpectedly ended.
There's no telling my kids that we can't eat. I'm not taking no because my babies don't deserve that. Nobody kids should go hungry down here in Georgia.
State officials say this office was overwhelmed today with dozens of families facing a similar problem. The food stamps just not there.
Me and my kids, they haven't ate since this morning. So, and I was supposed to get my food stamps yesterday, and I didn't get nothing.
So they was getting angry. They started banging on the windows.
A state spokesperson tells me what happened here today was out of the ordinary and it was unexpected, but they say they're not sure what exactly went wrong. What was the glitch that led to this mess?
Our budgets have not increased. They've been actually decreased.
This director admitted to me there were problems here as he tried to calm fears. And his statement as state spokesperson says, quote, "We have both state and county staff working to understand the cause of the problem today. We are working to ensure people receive their food stamps as soon as possible."
I'm a cancer patient. I need these pills to survive. Okay?
Candace Bennett says her cancer medications have nearly run out, and after spending all day here, her Medicaid and her food stamps are both still on hold.
When are y'all gonna come through? When you gonna come through? When I'm on my last pill? Or better yet, when I'm dead? And then I won't need it.
State officials say that Clayton County office was closed Monday because of furloughs, and that could have contributed to the lines. They are investigating whether some sort of paperwork or computer problem might have led to some families getting their benefits cut off by mistake. Reporting at the live desk tonight, Justin Gray, Fox 5 News.
All right, Justin, thanks.
How about you strong, independent black queens stop having kids from Pookie and Ray Ray and get a job? Part of the responsibility of having kids is going to work to feed them or stop laying down with drug dealers who get 20 years in prison. It's so disgusting how these people just feel obligated to complain about not having food stamps. It's disgusting, degrading, and embarrassing. That's why most single moms vote for socialism, so the state can be their husband and support their bad choices in life. The biggest blame is the federal and state governments. Our laws only encourage this type of behavior. I believe that if you are able to work, then you should perform 40 hours of community service for your assistance. If you just give someone money for doing nothing, they will never work. How is it we have trash in our biggest cities but give out food stamps? If people have to do community service for food stamps, they'll be shamed to find a real job and stop being a leech. Holy shit, 6 kids fed by food stamps? Meanwhile, my single child has to watch me and my wife pay over $40,000 in taxes every year to support shitheads that don't know when to pull out or keep their legs closed. Idiocracy is coming true. The intelligent people are being outbred by stupid parasites.
All right, folks, tonight we're digging into newly released DFACS reports as an Atlanta mom faces murder charges in the deaths of her 1- and 2-year-old sons. Now, the documents offering new insight into the heartbreaking case from the perspective of the brother who survived, with some of the details too graphic to share on television. But our viewers have repeatedly asked for answers in this case to bring these little boys the justice they deserve. So we asked Ron Jones to take a closer look at the case.
According to the 73-page document obtained by 11 Alive News, no child should have witnessed what police say 3-year-old Jamil Penn Jr. did. In the report, the investigating social worker says when she began questioning Jamil Jr., he, quote, was smiling and made eye contact and says he was feeling good. When asked what he saw that horrible night through the eyes of a 3-year-old child, he stated, Jakarta and Tayman, or Kayante, died. Jamil Jr. was referring to his 1- and 2-year-old deceased brothers. When the DFACS investigator asked, what happened? The little boy said, they go on the stove themselves. He also stated he watched as they got on the stove. However, police paint a different picture, accusing their mother, Lamora Williams, of actually placing her babies inside the oven and turning the oven on. When the DFACS investigator asked the child if he and his baby brothers were left alone, the report states he looked around and did not answer, but then asked, can he go with his daddy? Also in the investigation, the boy's father, Jamil Penn Sr., gave a statement describing his strained relationship with their mom leading up to the boy's death. He told investigators they broke up about 4 months ago and they were not on good terms. And until the night of the alleged murders, he said, he haven't seen his children in 3.5 weeks, claiming Williams would not let him have contact with their kids. The DFACS investigator also writes Jamil Penn Sr. appeared to take some of the blame, saying he was in the area earlier in the day and thought about going to pick up the boys, but had decided against it.
This story is so tragic, touching so many folks. Ron, so there were reports. We had a reporter out there, and that reporter spoke to the family. The family said, hey, we knew there were problems. We reported it to DFACS.
According to later reports, the single mother did this because she felt overwhelmed having 4 kids. There's an easy solution for this. Maybe don't have kids you can't afford. At least the 3rd kid can live with his dad now. Leaving on bad terms with the single mother is like playing Russian roulette. Her anger and vengeance against you is going to be directed at your kids. That's why fathers should leave immediately and take their kids, because a lot of these women are unstable. Top comment says, so this is quite common. I was searching for more videos about this case and came up on other videos of several different mothers burning their toddlers alive in the oven. You should have to get a license to have children. This is sickening. Sadly, it is common, and the news that props up the feminist agenda will not report about it or make women look bad. Sad case, but she was probably going through postpartum depression, which happens a lot in mothers, especially in her case since her kids were so close together in age. It's not an excuse at all for the horrible crimes mothers do when they suffer from that, but it is something that should absolutely be recognized. People already making excuses for her. The single mother decided to have 4 kids. She wasn't forced to have them. She was just forced to live with her actions, and getting child support was still not enough. Having 4 kids is a full-time job, and feminists always misrepresent the single mom lifestyle as moms being superhuman, when in reality, they're overwhelmed by it all. Besides, women in the past had litters of kids, like 7 to 8 kids with much less. They actually had to cook and clean. There was no welfare and McDonald's on the homestead. Looking at the father, I am confused. I thought the boys were being kept away from him, so why didn't he say he could have stopped by but didn't? Do you see the problem here? These kids never had a choice. Rest in peace. No surprise, women are blaming the father. The kids were being kept from the father as in he had limited visiting rights. He probably didn't go and try to pick up his kids because his baby mama would have said no to spite him even though she was overwhelmed. That so-called father didn't care anything about his children. This woman had 3 of his children and he just walked away and never looked back. If he was a good father, the family would have called him instead of calling Child Protective Services. I wish it was a law to lock him up too. Again, single fathers, despite paying most of the child support, get limited visitation rights, as single moms can also claim he doesn't care about his kids. And let's say he's a deadbeat. Then why is she laying down with and having kids? Women control access to the bedroom, and she had 3 of his kids, meaning she co-signed him 3 times. Bitches always find a way to blame someone else for their actions. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.